What do you remember about this night?
This was, I believe, one of the first, if not the first show that I had my boob job.
Oh,
and
okay.
I could barely walk.
Interesting. Wow, what a milestone!
Like a Frankenstein. I'm like, oh, I can't even get in the ring. I think because my breasts are huge in this dress, and everybody was like, "That dress looks bomb." And I don't know if we said bomb back then, but
dub bomb.
That dress looks hot or whatever they said. But I think, I think this was the first time since that my boobs.
Okay, so this is just going to add another dimension to my questioning. So do you purposely go out to buy a dress that accentuates the new members of the team based off of their debut?
I don't remember if I already had this dress, but I know it looked a hell of a lot better after I had the boots. But yeah.
Madhouse of Extreme, correct?
Yeah.
Queens, New York. Elks Lodge.
Yep. I remember the place went nuts when Bam Bam came out. And like you said, we really had to lay it on thick with our acting skills. So this was a fun one to do because it was such a good plot twist. I don't know if anybody saw it coming. Because, when on the house shows and stuff, Rude was picking opponents.
Right.
Most of the time it was like, people that really weren't in the main picture of things. So
right.
Shane was beating everybody like 1, 2, 3, really, really easy. But now we had, not only a big dude to deal with, but a member of our own faction, which was a great storyline plot.
Yeah, who departed shockingly.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let me ask you this, though, and this is, I think, something that everybody, it's documented now, Rude and Shane, and that, there was definitely some
tension.
Yeah, I was going to say friction of some sort.
Yeah.
Do you think there was a hope? I know Rude had the big policy. He couldn't wrestle because of the Lloyd's of London policy, and he had some issues.
Yeah.
Do you think they really wanted to build to a Shane versus Rude match at some point?
I think Paul would have loved to do that, but I also knew that Paul was friends with Rick Rude, like legit friends from working with him before.
Right.
They were close when Rick died. I know Paul took it really hard. But I feel like that would have been something huge for our company.
Yeah.
But like towards this period, like this is where Rude started to like fizzle out with us, because then like not long after this, he was on like all 3 programs at once.
He's on WWF TV at this point.
Is it now? And then he's on WCW.
That's in November. That's the week after. Actually, it's like a week from now in '97.
Right. So we taped our stuff. He's already working for them, and then he goes and works for WCW. So the man's working technically for all 3 companies at one time.
Yeah. No.
I've never heard of that in my life.
No.
So that's
the only one.
But to see Shane and Rude wrestle would have been monumental, especially for like our company. So.
Oh, unbelievable.
Yeah, but this angle was so freaking good. It was just so good, and no one expected it. Everything that you'll see, I'm not going to give it away because maybe some of you haven't seen it, but everything that happens, I don't think anybody had a clue as to what was going on this evening.
Yeah, I don't think so either. If you watch it, you still don't.
It was great.
What do you remember about the aftermath with what was going on that night? Was there a general adulation for a guy like Bam Bam, who
absolutely
was never a world champion in any other company?
He deserved it. I that's all I can say. He deserved that evening. That was it. We played them like a fiddle.
Yeah.
No one knew.
Nope.
There were certain angles that went off without a hitch. That was one of them. No one knew.
Yeah. I remember being shocked when it happened. Absolutely being shocked.
Yep. And it was well executed. I think every member played their part perfectly. And I was super, super happy for Bam Bam that evening.
Yeah.
And I knew that it was going to, we were going to maintain that main event status because now we're going to get that belt back.
Right.
So here we go.
Yeah, and we know how much Shane takes so much pride in that show that at the Golden Dome, he probably, I would say, his career highlight is probably that show, just because everything that went leading into it,
right?
All the promotion and then this storyline, the perfect the perfect storm. You guys pulled it off. You did a great job.
Yeah, wonderful. And, just execute it brilliantly.